Okay, this is my other workshop. This workshop's more used for leaving the larger clocks on test. As you can see on this wall here, a couple of wall clocks there, American, probably dated round about, I'd say 1900, maybe a bit later. This one probably around about 1920. Yeah, that's had the movement completely dismantled and cleaned and serviced and sorted out. Also, there was quite a bit of casework on that one. Yeah, as you can see in the bottom of the clock there's some things that were actually stuck on with Araldite, I think it might have been, but it's working away quite nicely now, and it looks really good compared to what it looked. It looked really arts and crafty when the guy brought it to me, so you know, it was not good at all. He didn't really want us to do anything to the dial. He wanted the dial left as is, so that's exactly what we've done. Moving to this one here, this is Chauncey Jerome clock movement. As you can see, it's been completely cleaned and restored. The case has had some work done on it. It was quite. It certainly wasn't that colour. It's actually on my Google page, a before and after on that particular clock. I'm just waiting for a dial for it. The dial had no numerals on it whatsoever, so it's had to be replaced. There's nothing we could do with it. It just had to be replaced. So that's that one. Over here, just a grandfather clock movement, probably around about 1790. They're on test. So you go down. There's your pendulum running there. Another one over in this corner here, pretty much the same. About 1790. That's been running away now, probably, you know, it's getting on for 2 weeks now, I would think. It's probably due to go back to the customer at some point, maybe the end of the week. I'll give people a ring through the week. I'm pretty busy next week, so I'll try and get as many things done without customers coming in. Obviously, you know, we time it. Coming around, we have a clock movements without the dial, and the reason for that is what I particularly like doing is when we work on the clock and we service them and clean them and one thing or another, we put the clock on the rack on you know, shelf brackets, as you can see, and we leave the dial off for around about a week. And what I will try to do is I will just come in here sometimes having a cup of tea, and I will go round and I will look and I'll see exactly what to do, and I'll go round with the hands and check them out and, you know, make sure that they're striking as they should, make sure nothing's untoward. And I'll do that for about a week with all our clocks. Then I'll put the dial on, and then I'll leave the clock another week again with the dial on, just to see what happens then. And then I'll be going around with the hands quickly and things like that to see exactly what happens, doing things what the customer would do, really seeing can it instigate a problem to an extent, you know, a problem that shouldn't be there. Just everything a customer might do, I'll do, just to you know, see how it goes on. Make sure that before the clock goes out, it's dead right. And obviously, as you can see, the pendulum's at the bottom, which we also clean. We regulate the clock as well, make sure it keeps good time. As you can see, they're pretty much all around about the same time. And we come pan round here a little bit, and you see some clocks on the floor ready to have some work doing on them. This clock here, grandfather clock from probably about 1800. That actually plays 14 different tunes, of not one of them that I recognise, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Westminster Chime's not even there. It's been somewhere else. I don't know the work hasn't been done really that well, but really that's not surprising. It's a very, very complicated clock. You know, striking on bells, and you know, the guy himself was actually a church clockmaker. So I would imagine them tunes are off churches. It's got over 2,000 pins on the pin barrel itself, and the instructions of the customer are simply fix it. That's it. But I'll be doing a longer article on that particular clock when we're dismantling it and things like that. But really, I need to probably get a week clear where I can actually concentrate on that clock, because I don't think it's going to be a situation of putting the clock down and things like that and then leaving it for a week and then starting again. I think it's going to need total concentration just on that clock, and that's what I intend to do. In that clock there's a couple of clocks coming from Wales, a 30-hour, another one I'll do a bit more of an article on. 30-hour clocks are just a little bit different than the 8-day clocks, but yeah, worth looking at. Up here we have a German, actually coming from Germany, this clock. It'd been involved in a house fire, and apparently the house burned virtually to the ground, and the clock was okay, which I don't understand, but there you go. And the dial wasn't in very good shape. That dial's been refinished now the best we can do it, sympathetically, a bit more than sympathetically actually. All the numerals obviously with elephant wax and need melted and one thing and another. The case is really, really heavy oak type case, really, really high quality. It has the, I think it's dates from about 1930s. It has the beveled glass on the front panel, and I think one of the hands is actually off at the minute. So I'm gonna sort that out obviously, but that'll be left on test for quite a while, seeing how it does. And then we come over to this part. We have an old Gustav Becker, probably dated about 1890. Actually been with us since before the pandemic, and the guy's son actually rang me up and asked could they come and collect, and yeah, of course you can. But yeah, so we're waiting on another phone call. It's not set up properly at the moment. It was actually in storage out the way, but I'm actually gonna, you know, get it all back up and running properly before the customer comes and test it and make sure it's okay. I should imagine it's probably is, although it hasn't been in action for quite a while. If we come round to this small bench over here, I have my mill. Really just a big glorified pillar drill really, for us. I mean, we do you know, quite a bit of square stuff on it and stuff like that, and it's really, really handy. But you know, it's a fantastic pillar drill, really accurate. You can control the speed. Got various vices down there for doing bits and pieces. Yeah, really, really, really handy piece of kit. And we come to here, vice and a light, and on here we do a bit of brazing work, repairing some parts, brazing them. We also do some dial silvering. You see there's a dial at the back there that's had some silvering work done on that. That was actually quite, we couldn't resilver the whole dial because we actually silver the centre, which virtually was missing, but we've got it to, we're reasonably happy with it. It fits in now with the clock. The clock dates from about, I think, 1920. This dial here has been rubbed down and be ready to get silvered at some point, probably next week. Yeah. Over here we have a heavier lathe, quite a nice lathe, 500 between centres. We use that more for heavier clocks, maybe to do some bits and pieces on a turret clock maybe, or make various heavier parts which are not really suitable to make on a smaller lathe, because obviously with the smaller lathe you can't take much of a cut, you know, so you'd be there a long time. The draw on the back of that, I don't actually use a draw. I really will just work by hand really, and I'll use obviously measuring equipment like calipers and things like that. I feel much more comfortable doing that. Obviously I'm not in the 20th century just yet where machines are concerned, but yeah, it does the job. It's got a nice quick change tool post on it, so it speeds things up sometimes for us. You can see I've been making an arbor for a skeleton clock on there for a friend of mine. Just draw it out there, then I can just make reference to it as I'm looking up, and I get what I need. That works well for me. Quite happy with that. Yeah, I'm actually, to be honest with you, I'm actually after a Myford 7. I'm going to sell this lathe. It's up for sale. I'm going to sell it, and I'm going to get a nice Myford 7. Again, I'm much more comfortable with me other lathe in the other workshop. You know, I'll always favour that one, even though this could do the job. But if I can do it on that other lathe in there, I will do. It's got a better feel for me. It's probably not as accurate, if I'm really straight. I mean, it probably isn't. I mean, you know, it's from 1905. I mean, it's probably got a lot of wear. But for me, I mean, I'm just comfortable with it. I mean, and I think that's what it is. It's like some of my hand tools. I mean, you know, some of my hand tools are actually older than I am, but I feel really, really comfortable with them. And then you go and buy some of these Chinese ones, and oh God, I mean, you know, you use them once and you're throwing them in the bin. I mean, they're just junk. They're just junk. I don't know how they can, and you know, drill bits, that the Chinese drill bits, I mean, they can't even drill through plastic without actually blunting. I mean, they just, I don't know how. I mean, I go back years ago where you were selling stuff and it had to do exactly what you said it was supposed to do. I mean, if it said it was a high-speed steel drill, it had to be a high-speed steel drill. It didn't, you know, it couldn't be, you know, it had to do the job. I mean, or you'd get done for false advertising and one thing and another. But them days seem to have gone now. On a bit of a rant, to be honest with you. Them days seem to have gone now. It seems you can sell anything you like. Doesn't matter whether it works or it doesn't. But you know, you can't have some clock supply companies who are a bit like that. But there you go. It's another story. Won't go into that one. But yeah, another little scan round. Fully working workshop. Warts and all. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Gets messy sometimes, like any engineering workshop. Very few customers come in this workshop, but sometimes they do, and you know, it's always we always have a nice conversation about what certain things do. I'll always spend the time and talk to my customers, give them a flavour and a feel of what we do and what we can do. And sometimes some of the things we can't do, but yeah. Anyway, I hope you enjoy these videos, and please give me a like and maybe subscribe, because hopefully I'm going to get plenty up. I've actually done this video with my phone. I don't know how good it's going to be. I'm used to normally having a camera that'll do them things, but I thought I'll just have a little go with this phone. It's a newish phone, so I thought I'll have a little go, see how it turns out. You never know. It may look good, but yeah, pretty much. Anyway, I'm signing off. As I say, if you like the videos, please leave me a like, encourage me to do a few more, and please, you know, don't hesitate if you want to ask a question, leave a comment. By all means do so. Leave friendly comments, because any of the others I'll just delete anyway, and that's it really. So that's it. Ask me any questions you like. Quite happy to, and I'm quite happy to help as well. I'm quite happy to give advice if I can, or even take advice, you never know. Anyway, that's for me. This is John from Clock Repairs Merseyside. Have a good day. Thank you.